Okay, welcome back guys. What's going on? Today at Planet Hundo, we're going to be reviewing a video. It's a video that I haven't watched yet. Well, I've watched a minute and 23 seconds of it, but it's 10 minutes and 36 seconds in total, so that's not much of the whole duration of the video. So, I wanted to flick on the camera and do a little interactive video review. I'm open-minded. Of course, I am a vegan, and I follow a whole foods plant-based diet. Also a vegan health coach or plant-based health coach. And even though that may make some of you think that I'll be biased in this response, I'm going to attempt to be open-minded. So, let's get to the video. Without further ado, let me go ahead and start it over. The video is called I Quit a Strict Plant-Based Diet.
Now, as some of you may know,
I Quit a Strict Plant-Based Diet, a doctor's perspective.
I've been doing a primarily plant-based or vegan diet for the last several years. But a few months ago, I decided to change that.
You got dope music already.
Alright, so to fully understand the story, we gotta go a few years back. So going back to high school and college, I was always very interested in nutrition and living optimally, whatever that meant. And so one of the things, I actually used to be very turned off by vegans, and then I became one, which is kind of funny, because they would...
That's funny. I used to be not really, turned off by vegans, but I just really didn't have an opinion on them, and then I became one.
Be shoving their beliefs down your throat, right? So I'm at Subway with my friend. It's a very illustrative example. And I think I'm being healthy, at the time, at least. I've got this, whole wheat bread with turkey breast.
Hold on, sorry. Okay, sorry, back to the video.
Slices, so white meat, and no cheese, no mayo. I'm like, oh, I'm being so healthy. My friend, he's vegetarian, not quite vegan, but he has cheese, mayo, and white bread. I forget how the conversation pursued from there, but I thought what I was eating was healthier, and he thought what he was eating was healthier. In hindsight, both very unhealthy options.
True, both unhealthy, but honestly, the cheese, mayo, and whatever it was versus just the turkey is probably more unhealthy, because things like mayo, concentrated dairy are loaded with unhealthy things. And white meat like turkey breast is still unhealthy, but it's got a lot less harmful things about it than all three of the things combined on the other sandwich.
Because I had processed meat.
Not that it even matters. I don't even know why I said that.
And the whole wheat bread is not whole wheat. And anyways. Now, going into med school, again, I've been very, carnivore all the way. But we had these student groups. And most med schools have these student groups. You have these lunch talks. And to get students to come versus just, studying on their own, because everyone's so busy in med school and everyone's so broke, they offer you these meals. So these free meals, you get, free sandwiches, free Thai, free whatever. You get the food, and then you, of course, sit down and watch the lecture. And the talk at that time was from this retired radiologist who was talking about a plant-based diet. I said, okay, that's actually pretty cool, because he's taking a very scientific approach and explaining why this is beneficial in a variety of pathologies.
Interesting.
Towards the end of the lecture, he brings up ulcerative colitis, which is a form of inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD,
Yep.
and I have Crohn's colitis.
Oh, interesting.
And that really got my interest.
Okay.
So, again, this is back before I was open about this. So after the lecture, I go up and I'm like, hey, can we talk more about this afterwards? Because I don't want people to know I have IBD, because it could really hurt my chances for residency, at least for a competitive residency. Anyways, we got to talking, and he was telling me all these stories about various patients he had either interacted with or his colleagues had, and how they were essentially cured from their IBD with a plant-based diet. So I met one of these.
Very important thing to note, I in specific am someone who has cured their bowel issues with a plant-based diet. That's entirely why I advocate for a whole foods plant-based diet, is because I have severe irritable bowel syndrome. It's different than necessarily what he's talking about, but they're all in the same family of lower digestive bowel colon dysfunctions. So, very interesting. Let's continue.
These friends of his who had ulcerative colitis, and she had been on a plant-based diet for a long period of time, and was off it, all medications. that sounded pretty good. I said, hey, you know what? What do I have to lose? I want to be open-minded. I want to try things out. I want to self-experiment. And of course, I went to the literature, found some studies that were supportive of the idea that a plant-based diet was helpful for IBD. There was one main one. It's this Japanese study. Not a very strong study, but when you're talking about something like nutrition and another smaller subset like IBD, it's...
Okay, guys, this is a good point to make. This is why you shouldn't always rely on finding enough studies about a certain thing to make your decision whether or not it's going to be a healthy move to make or not. One, because there hasn't been enough research done on all the foods, and even if there were enough research done on all the different foods, research has to be done and set up in a proper way to produce a completely non-biased result in order for you to be able to look at that research and validly take an answer from it. So, in this case, directly trying to look for tons of research to prove and support the fact that a whole foods plant-based diet is going to directly help someone with IBD or IBS or some type of Crohn's or colitis disease is kind of just asking to not find it, because there's just not been enough research specifically done yet, I'm sure, on whole foods plant-based diet. And, you know, like you said, you couldn't find any studies except this one Japanese study that's kind of weak. You just, anyways, let me...
really tough to find any good research. So the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, I decided I'm going plant-based. I'm going vegan. And
fuck yeah.
Everyone I knew was like, what is wrong with you? Why right
before Thanksgiving? Savage, dude. No, fuck that.
For those of you who have watched my personality type or my tendency type video on Med School Insiders, like, this is a classic example of a questioner. I said, well, why would I wait? If I decided to do it now, I'll do it now. Who cares if Thanksgiving's in 2 days or in a year?
Exactly.
I mean, I'm kind of the same way about New Year's.
Once your brain advances to a new level of logic, apply immediately in advance. Why would you reach a new level and then say, all right, I'm going to go back to the lower level for a little while until I'm ready to go to that level? Fuck no.
New Year's resolutions, but that's another discussion. So I had great results pretty early on. Within a few months, I had noticed that during my infusion cycles, so I get these, as you guys have probably seen on Instagram, I get these infusions every 8 weeks. And at the end, obviously the medication concentration in your blood is going to drop, and then you get a dose, and over time, that's why you have this 8-week interval. Towards the end, the trough level was such that I would be symptomatic. But when I was on this plant-based diet, I wasn't symptomatic. This is awesome. So I was totally sold on the plant-based diet. And I was sticking pretty strictly to that for the most part for the last 5 years, since 2013. Thanksgiving of 2013. And
see, now the way he says sticking mostly to that makes me a bit nervous, because sometimes, not that I'm trying to fucking just assume here, but sometimes people say that shit and mostly sticking to it is pretty far from the definition of being pretty strict whole foods plant-based and eating in a way that is promoting your digestive health in specific. You know, so we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and we're going to assume that he really was sticking pretty strict. You know, I'm talking like, I don't even know what that means. Like, hopefully no more than some cheese or dairy or meat, like once a month. And, you know, a little bit. You know, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
And, I mean, you know, along the way, I started adding a little bit of fish. Fish maybe once every month or once every few weeks, if that. And
okay, so vegetarian. See, and here's what I'm saying. Let's go back.
Fish maybe once every month or once every few weeks, if that.
So along the way, at some point, not sure how far along, you started adding fish regularly, every few weeks, weekly, eating fish. That's vegetarian. That's vegetarian
and
all the way.
That was also based on some of the literature that was describing, you know, these servings of fish in moderation could actually help patients with IBD.
And here's I'm going to go ahead and refer back to why you shouldn't always just refer to studies on things, because looking at studies is looking in a very big, vast ocean of confusal fish, okay? And you got to be a goddamn marine expert to know how to quickly look through a study and analyze what it's really telling you, okay? So, because think about it logically. What would fish have? What would fish have that could be helping you with IBD? You know, you got to get to the bottom of why something... Never mind, let's just continue. I could go on for days. Let's not get sidetracked.
So now you know why I did a plant-based diet and why I was convinced. But here's the issue. The literature on nutrition, it sucks. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Part of that is because look at where the incentive is. If you don't have companies that are going to benefit from you eating a plant-based or eating a ketogenic diet.
Whatever you just said about literature, the literature on nutrition and food sucks. It sucks in the way that there's tons of... It's been flooded with false studies and funded studies and studies that have been set up to prove a biased result for animal products. That's the bottom line. That's why it sucks. It's great because there are a ton of fucking studies that are actually proving the link between saturated fat and cholesterol and heart disease, proving the link between a whole foods plant-based diet and the reduction of many of our greatest diseases that everybody faces. And one website to refer to, what, Hundo? Nutritionfacts.org. Dr. Michael Greger, your homeboy, the biggest homeboy doctor gangster there is, giving you information to all the most legit studies that have been formed in a way that are going to produce a completely non-biased result. So my point is, let's see where he's going with this bullshit, because I'm already...
Eating a ketogenic diet, then are you going to have large, well-funded studies? Probably not. And that's one of the issues we face. The other thing right now with the nutrition research is that depending on what you want to believe, you can find evidence. You can cherry-pick the evidence for that. And the issue is that most of the evidence for either the low-carb or low-fat diet groups is pretty flawed. And you can point out the flaws in each study. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a nutrition expert, but...
So, that's why maybe this guy should cruise on over to nutritionfacts.org, try and cherry-pick a couple of studies over there, and figure out if those are bullshit studies, because I promise you, most of the studies you're going to find, every study you're going to find over there on that website is going to be a study that's going to be set up in a way that's going to produce a non-biased result. Now, that being said, we don't choose which studies. We just choose to read all the studies and throw away the garbage ones. Okay, so all the ones that are going to be left, some are going to be stronger than others. But my point is, if you're finding studies on low-fat diets or low-carb diets that aren't supporting the diet, just keep looking, because there are plenty out there that actually do support it. The problem with studies for meat, dairy, and eggs, animal products, you can look all fucking day, all night long. You can look until you turn into a bag of bones, and you'll never find a study that's been set up perfect in a way that's going to produce a non-biased result. It's just the fact of the matter.
I have done, like, you guys can see my full list of publications, abstracts, presentations on kevinjubal.com or on PubMed, and, you know, I have a foundation of what research...
See, and that's what irks me. This guy's a doctor. Bro, you're a doctor. And you're acting like you don't know how to look at fucking studies. This is what's blowing my mind. You're a doctor, and you're acting like you don't know that there is nutritionfacts.org that has, I could pull up the numbers, but, you know, I'd say thousands of supporters by now that are all working for the website, many of them that are also doctors, that are also, you know, plant-based. It's confusing to me.
Entails what it is, the limitations of studies, the statistical analyses, things like that. But in no way am I saying that I'm a nutrition expert. Absolutely not. In fact, I got kind of tired of reading the primary literature myself. So what I do is I go to sources that I trust. These are doctors or scientists that read the research themselves, synthesize it, and give it to me in something that is quicker and more effective, right?
Wow, sounds, oh my God, sounds exactly like nutritionfacts.org. Amazing. Maybe this guy should try it out. This is fucking amazing. This guy is talking about exactly what he needs to find all along.
Right? I don't need to spend hours going through all these papers myself. And I recommend that you guys do that too. Because if you go to like these mainstream news sources and read their articles that are totally sensationalized, these headlines, just, it's garbage. Don't read those. Don't base your decisions off of that. Go to the real meat of it. Anyways, the two that I like is nutritionfacts.org with Dr. I think
This guy's fucking trolling. I feel trolled right now.
Dr. Dr. McGregor, and Peter Attia, MD, Dr. Attia. Dr. Attia is very low-carb, ketogenic, and Nutrition Facts is very plant-based focused. So it's really cool to see both of their opinions. And again, depending on what you want to believe, you can cherry-pick the evidence you want.
This guy doesn't fucking get it. This is the difference between nutritionfacts.org and that other bullshit website he just listed. If that website is saying opposite of what nutritionfacts.org is saying, then that website is wrong. Because nutritionfacts.org is the only website in existence that's goal is to get to the bottom of all nutritional research on PubMed or on any public or closed journal that's available, and get to the bottom of what the studies are really saying about the food that we're eating. That's the revolutionary thing about nutritionfacts.org. I gotta look at this other bullshit website, but
which brings me to the next point. Self-experimentation.
It's not about cherry-picking website. It's not about cherry-pick your research from nutritionfacts.org or this website. If you cherry-pick it from this website, it's gonna be wrong. If you cherry-pick it from nutritionfacts.org, you're gonna be right.
Experimentation. Because the research in nutrition sucks.
It doesn't suck.
I don't find it reliable to just go off of that.
It doesn't suck in the way that he's talking about that it sucks.
So for example, a few months ago, in early 2018, I started incorporating more meat into my diet. So there's this one study on IBD, I saw this actually on nutritionfacts.org, where having up to 2 servings of meat per week did not demonstrate any increased rates of flares or symptoms in patients with IBD. So I figured I'll try it out. Now, my philosophy on diet is it's less about whether or not you're having meat, whether or not you're having a certain amount of...
Okay, back to the point. Some studies that are on PubMed and some studies that have been done in a non-biased way, but they're not very strong studies in the way that they have been set up. And I guarantee you this video about how adding 2 tablespoons, 2 servings of meat in your diet in this subject, in this study group, had not much of an effect for people with IBD. Makes no sense. That doesn't negate any of the studies. It doesn't negate any of the factual evidence that already exists that meat is unhealthy and does not promote digestive health. But yet, because some studies are showing that you can add a little bit of meat in your diet and it won't fuck your digestive system up, supposedly, you're going to just add it into your diet. But you're a doctor. This is what helps prove the point you already made. You definitely are not a nutritional expert, because nobody in their right mind who knows nutrition,
carbs or fats or whatever, what I think the key is, at least initially, those are more like the details you should worry about later, is the quality of your food. How much is processed? Now, a big issue I have with the current literature in nutrition is you don't see a high-quality plant-based diet versus a high-quality ketogenic or low-fat diet, right? You have, like, plant-based versus Western diet. Like, obviously, this is going to be better, right? Now, I've been doing this self-experimentation for the last several months.
Okay. Actually, if you look at all the studies, it's quite easy to see that comparatively to the standard American diet, changing your diet in any way, ketogenic, pretty much changing your diet, intermittent fasting, in any way is going to help you improve your health markers. It's a whole foods plant-based diet that will help you improve your health markers the best and for the longest duration. And that's the point.
I'm tracking various markers like fecal calprotectin, ESR, CRP, various blood tests to actually objectively quantify and track my inflammatory bowel disease to see what works and what doesn't work. A lot of companies reach out to me regularly for sponsorships, and I turn down most of them. Like, I'm getting several every week, and as you guys have noticed on the Medical Insiders and vlog channels, I usually don't do sponsorships because I only want to promote things that I actually believe are good for you guys, that you would actually benefit from. So this company, Butcher Box, reached out to me a couple weeks ago, and I was like, this is so funny. I've been eating meat now for a couple months, and now they reach out to me versus if they had reached out to me like a year ago, I would have been like, absolutely not. I'm plant-based, right? So I decided to check them out. And there's actually two reasons why I want to tell you about them. Number one is they have the subscription box service, right? So you get delivered high-quality meats frozen with dry ice straight to your door. As a busy student or med student,
this guy's entire video about how he quit a strict plant-based diet is based off of selling you a meat subscription box. Classy. Nice move. Checkmate.
That's obviously a huge time saver. But secondly, and more importantly, it's the quality of their meats.
No,
First of all their meats are...
The fact that he's trying to argue this is fucking embarrassing. The quality of your meat. Yeah. A high quality meat versus a low quality meat is going to improve some markers about it, but the thing is there are a lot of things that are unhealthy about skeletal muscle, like cooking skeletal muscle, and the fact that it creates two heterocyclic amines that are carcinogenic. If you knew anything about the fact that it's extremely high in methionine, saturated fat, cholesterol, all these things have nothing to do with how high quality the meat is. These are problems with skeletal muscle itself. That's why it doesn't matter which meat you choose. Meat is not good because skeletal muscle is not meant to be ingested after it's been cooked. And humans can't fucking eat meat raw unless you're a crazy son of a bitch, because there's a couple of those crazy son of a bitches out there, but there's not many of them. So either get on the raw meat train, get on the vegan train.
Are hormone and antibiotic free. You got free range chicken, the beef, so the cattle, not only grass fed, but grass finished. I didn't actually know what the difference was, but essentially to earn that grass-fed label on packaging.
You're also negating the fact that you're fucking having to grow great quality grain and greens, grass, great soil, great grass, into this great cow, all into the cow, so then you can eat the fucking skeletal muscle off the cow and drink the cow's tit juice. Why not just eat the plant? All the nutrients came from the plants. They all come from the earth and the plants. Why not start from the primary source? Why do you have to shove it into the animal and then eat the meat? Oh yeah, because you're obsessed with the taste of meat. That's why we're developing better and better plant-based meats, like the fucking Beyond Burger, the Beyond Sausages. You know, these are amazing meat replications. You know, get on the meat replication train.
The cows.
There's more studies that have shown soy is more beneficial for you than harmful. Did you guys know that? Everybody thinks soy is bad for you. Oh, tofu boy. Who's fucking tofu boy? Guess what, guys? If you look at the studies, the actual studies that have produced non-biased results, they show soy is actually more beneficial for you than harmful. So get on some soy. Get a soy milk fucking jug today and start sucking.
The cows don't need to be grass-fed for their entire life. Only the beginning. Only a certain amount of time. Grass-fed and grass-finished means that they are fed grass throughout their life. And ultimately, you're having these
throughout their life. Yeah, like at the rate we have as many people on this earth, we have the resources and the time to let every cow graze on the highest quality of grass for their entire lifespan until they finish. and then slaughter them. Fuck no. We slaughter them bitches right when we fucking can. Just like we pick fruits off the tree right when we can. That's why they show up to the damn supermarket hard as rocks, and you get them to your fucking house and they never ripen 6 years later. It's because you can't pluck a fruit from the tree too early, or else it's not going to be as good. We don't have the time and the resources to let animals live out their entire life. Especially in a factory farming model, you got to get them animals as big and as meaty, as quick and as young as possible, so you can hurry up and slaughter them and get some new animals in that damn animal slaughter warehouse.
Sources of meat that I think is more important than whether or not...
Factory farming. Higher profit, lower resources, better production. Bottom line. That's how it goes.
You're eating meat in the first place. At least that's my philosophy and my theory right now. So if you guys do want to check them out, they're doing a special offer with me. It's butcherbox.com/.
Yep. And he plugs the meat box, ladies and gentlemen.
Off, and I'll place a link.
Well, this has been fun. That'll end this video today. No hate towards this guy, whatever. It is what it is. I'm just reviewing this video. I'm just fucking reviewing this video because I saw it on my sidebar. It was, you know, clickbaiting me. He trolled me a little bit. Feel like I got trolled a little bit, but no big deal. I hope you guys learned something today from this video. I'll talk to you guys next time. Hundo's out. Peace.
Died any moment while you be Narbies. I'm showing you a little bit about what the bars bring. Perseverance and creativity are bombarding. All of it starting. The people are marching to see what the art brings. The flow with his art thing. And every single time that I step up to the stage, I'm bringing it with the rage. And that is the hard thing, bitch. Shit, I gotta get up. I gotta forget it. Gotta get rid of it. Gotta get into it. Cause if I don't, I'm gonna get sick of it. Gotta get all the benefits. Gotta get on my fezzing and show them that I'm the best. And about to hit on my sentiment. Get a minute, spin them and fill them in on the minimum. Dealing with the opinion of 700 billion individual thoughts. Taking pills that are killing them. Kicking them to disease. The chemicals that they feel. And made a body ever understand.